is Christine, the hot girl, here with my husband, Jeremiah. And today we are in the lovely Midwest weather. It is snowing outside, those white windows behind us.
That's what that
the
is.
Rental car.
That is snow.
Oh, I don't understand how they get this weather. But we are in town, and we decided to hit up a couple of games while we were here. And so last night we played Breakout
Cincinnati in Westchester.
Yes, the Operation Casino game.
Operation it was.
So, what'd you think?
It was poorly built. I mean, it was just kind of a generic game.
I
pretty boring.
expected it to look like a casino. It kind of looked like a...
Looked like a bad game room.
Yeah, or like a middle class person's like extra game room that they threw some tables in an awkward place
But
where the dealer
more
couldn't
of it
actually
being storage. It was like if someone that collected old novelty casino stuff,
Like
so that you couldn't actually use in a casino,
tables.
but something that maybe Fisher Price built.
Yeah.
If they collected that and threw it in a room
against the wall
with no windows and very closed,
where the dealer couldn't actually be behind the table, which didn't make any sense.
Yeah, then you would get their room.
I'm just gonna say there's a couple of reasons. First off, that I was already in a little bit of a bad mood about this game. The first was I called and asked if they had any coupons or discount codes running, which is one of the things that I always do. I don't call and ask for free games, even though we've played a lot of them and we often get offered them. I try not to be that person, but I do call to make sure that we're not missing out on any deals because it gets expensive playing 300 games. And we were given a discount code and it didn't work. And then we just kind of blew it off. So whatever, it's fine. It was only a couple bucks per ticket. There were 4 of us. So, it would save like maybe $20. Whatever. But then we get there and they were like, oh, of course it didn't work. It's for a different location. And I'm like, but your location didn't have a phone number.
One phone number.
So we called the phone number for your game, and that was the phone number. So I was like, all right, whatever, it's fine. So then we're sitting in the lobby with like 300 children. Not really 300. It felt like 300.
A lot. It was packed.
It was like probably 12 or 13, though.
Well, it was 2 different families. One family had 3 different families.
It's a little panic that we were going to get stuck with a room full of kids, which we didn't, luckily. But then we do get in the game, and within a few minutes of starting the game, that looked like a poorly designed game that it was, someone walked in on us.
Some slack-jawed yokel.
And looks
just
around.
very confused.
And I'm like, can I help you? And then he like backs out and closes the door behind him. Apparently he was looking for the bathroom, and no one thought to tell him not to come in the middle of our
Even though
game.
it says a giant sign that says what the game is.
But it did not say game in progress, don't enter, or anything that clearly said this is a game. If you didn't know casino was a game, it just said casino on the door.
Casino.
And the other door said like employees only do not enter, I think. Yeah. Which is why when you say go to the bathroom and you point that way, you probably do assume to go into the casino room because that seems more likely to be the place you enter. But anyway, I was a little annoyed that no one stopped him from coming in. And I see you're checking to see if our game master's here yet. We're waiting to play another game in Kentucky, and we're waiting on the game master, so we thought we'd knock this review out real quick.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of why I was already kind of in a bad mood come like 5-10 minutes into the game. I was kind of already over it. And then the puzzles were poorly designed. They're
tedious. One of those where you have to read a ton of stuff for no reason, and then do the same thing over and over again.
And then they intentionally try to mess you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was frustrating. There's possibly a secret passageway in this game, maybe, that you won't hear open because they deliberately hide.
They make a bunch of stuff fall.
Sound so that you don't know that happened, so you don't see it.
He admitted that that's why they do that.
And that was specifically why they do it. There was something else. They said, oh, everybody messes that up or whatever. And it's like, well, maybe that's the puzzle design problem, not the player problem. But it just felt like there were things that were tricky for the sake of just being not fun puzzly things, but things to keep you from getting out. And then, of course, the last couple of puzzles lead to those wonderful locks that will lock you out of the game, and that is what happened to us, because the first 2 times we weren't sure what we were doing, because the puzzles were not clearly leading anywhere, and we thought we'd figured it out, but it wasn't correct. And then we finally did get the correct answer, but we entered it too slowly into the lock, and we got locked out. And so we spent
That's right.
the
It
last...
was just because it was too slow.
Yeah, she put it in too slow.
It was too slow, so it locked us out.
And so we got locked out of the safe, and we couldn't...
We just sat for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, we just finished the last... It was like maybe... I don't know. By the time we got locked out and figured it out, and we just kind of sat around staring. Yeah.
About 2 minutes.
And just waited.
Could have.
Just waited for the game to end, knowing we couldn't do anything, and the game was going to end because we were locked out of the safe, which I think is another design flaw. If you're going to put those safes that lock you out, do it early in the game so that people still have a chance, because it's such a poorly designed
or set it a
game.
Little differently, because you can set those so they lock you out for 30 seconds.
Yeah, but it still wouldn't necessarily matter, because if you do it in the last 30 seconds of your game, you're still just going to sit there. Because there's nothing worse to me than just sitting in the last even 30 seconds of the game, just watching the clock going, I can't play, we're done. And just waiting for someone to come in, and then of course they're waiting for the time to run out before they come down, so then you've got another 30 seconds to a minute waiting for them to walk in, and just sitting there in the game going, well, that was not a fun ending to a less than fun experience. Yeah. There was a lot just overall not fun about that particular game or design or decor or story or theme. I mean, there was so much that I didn't like about that room. There were a couple things that were neat, to be fair. I still don't know how they did that one puzzle.
I don't know how that worked,
If it was some sort of electronic or if it was a math thing that they figured out.
I think it's a math thing that all of them are...
Well, yeah, I'm going to give it away, but yeah, the thing. But, I mean, there's one that we were a little bit like, I don't know. And then there were some things we'd seen before that are always fun anyway in the game. Like the craps table thing. Which, we've seen it before. But it's always fun. And it's fun because we played with a brand new player and another player that had less experience. He's had a couple games. And so it was neat because the things they hadn't seen before, even though we had, were like, oh, try that. And they were like, wait, but... And I'm like, yeah, I know, try it again. Oh, like, it's cool. So, like, that was fun. But that was about it. Yeah. So overall, I would say this particular location, based on customer service, the decor, and the environment overall, and the game design, not one I would necessarily recommend, even for beginners. However, we really liked the Other Locations Museum game when we played that.
We had a very good time.
That was a long time ago, and we've been defending this company for a while now.
A lot of people bash them.
Yeah, and I won't be defending them anymore. No, not after that. Oh, and the topper. We wanted to try to play another game and give them a second chance last night, and they refused to book us on another game because it wasn't 2 hours in advance. Even though they were there and there were other games that were booked to play, they refused to let us play at either location, which was kind of a bummer, and it was really kind of frustrating because we ended up
play another game anyway.
Driving to a different state.
Wanted to have us.
We drove to a different state to play a game.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And it was really fun. Yeah. And we'll talk about that soon. So, that is it. Please go check out my blog, thehauntgirl.com, and hit that thumbs up button if you like this video. Share it out to your friends. And please subscribe if you like escape rooms. I know it's really easy to search YouTube channels and watch the videos, but it does really, really help me out as a creator if you subscribe to my channel, if you like my content, and I do appreciate that. And, yeah. Hopefully our game master's here when we play our next game. All right. Bye, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.